Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm currently on the road at the moment and I'm jumping rope here inside a shed. It's pouring rain outside. I just took my jump rope out of my suitcase. As you can see, it's a little bit kinked at the moment. So ideally, I should put this PVC jump rope into some boiling water and take out these kinks. That's a method I've covered in a previous video, and I'll link down below in the description to that video. So I had a long flight a few days ago. I'm just going to, I did a walk yesterday and the day before, but this is the first time that I've jumped rope in, I'd say about a week. So I'm just gonna take it easy. I'll walk you through what I'm doing. If you wanna follow along, awesome. First of all, I want to thank fellow jump roper who has a YouTube channel, KHK360, for his recent support of my jump rope related book, Jump Rope Johnny and the Inspiring Mr. P. Thank you, KHK360, for your support and your kind words. The same to David and Peter. Thank you for your kind messages relating to that book. So I think I'll just begin now with the basic 2-foot hop jumping rope with my 2 feet equally supporting my body weight. I'll show you this from the side. So both feet land on the ground at the same time. Both feet are doing an equal amount of work. Both feet are pushing off the ground with the same amount of force. Come back around. Just notice that I'm jumping low off the ground. If you're new to jumping rope, you will be jumping higher than necessary. But with practice and patience, you will find yourself jumping lower and lower off the ground. So my calves, my calf muscles, I'll show you here from behind. My calf muscles are starting to burn. One thing with the basic 2-foot hop when you're jumping off the ground with both feet at the same time, which is typically the first move that a lot of people learn when they're learning how to jump rope, is it places a lot of tension on the lower calf muscles. So I can feel mine already burning. So at that point, I may switch over to a different jump rope move. For example, I might go from that regular 2-foot hop into a boxer skip, as I'm doing here. I have my right foot to the rear, my left foot to the front. The rear foot is doing the majority of work. Let me show you here. Switching foot. I'll show you here from the side. I have my left foot to the rear. The left foot is landing on the ground first. It's supporting most of my body weight. The right foot is just gently tapping the ground. It's kind of acting like a form of stability, stabilizing my body, providing some balance. I'm going to change feet now. Now the right one is in the rear, doing most of the work. So this is a fantastic move, the boxer skip. I'll link down below in the description to that move. Great move to use in between moves that might fatigue your legs, such as this, the regular 2-foot hop. So if you do the regular 2-foot hop and you find your legs, maybe your lower legs, your calf muscles getting tired, you could take a break, maybe walk around briefly, shake out your legs, like so. You could even go into a calf stretch, put your heel on the ground like so. You can even try to slide down your leg, maybe touch your toes. Okay, great way to stretch out the calves. Simply put the heel into the ground. You can even kind of dig your heel down to the ground, as if you're trying to move the ground with your heel. You can try to lower your body, maybe touch your toes if you can. Great way to stretch your calves. Shake out your legs, or, as I did there with the boxer skip, I just transitioned from a move that works both legs at the same time to one that works one leg. Mostly. You could also go into 1 foot hops. So now my left leg is getting a complete break. Change it up. Change it up. So now, let's say for example, my right leg is feeling particularly tired. I could do more hops on this left leg. So watch this for example. I'll go back to the right foot, a few hops, now back to the left foot. I'll do more hops on my left foot. Back to the right foot, do a few hops, back to the left foot, hop. You could also do the run in place, and you could do a few extra hops on your fresh foot. Okay, so notice I'm trying to not do as many hops with my right foot. So that is a fantastic technique to use if you want to give one foot, one leg a momentary break. So let's get back to this now. So notice too, when I'm skipping here, there's not a lot of upper arm movement. So I'm using my wrists, my hands, my thumb, my index finger are involved a lot. Some people like to move their arms farther away from their bodies, like I'm doing here. If that's a personal preference, that's okay. Just one thing to keep in mind is when you bring your arms out to the side of your body, you'll notice that rope gets a little bit shorter. Notice here I have my arms towards the side of my body. That rope is making contact with the ground. But as soon as I start moving out my arms away from the sides of my body, that rope is getting a little bit higher off the ground. So in order for me to jump that, I may have to jump a little bit higher or use a longer rope. This rope, if I stand in the middle, it's actually quite short now. Pieces of this rope have snapped off, but I'm just continuing to use it. So ideally, when you're learning how to jump rope, you want a rope that comes up to about your chest, or even the top of your armpit, or somewhere in between. So as you can see, this rope is quite short. And how could that impact your jumping rope sessions? The shorter the rope, the faster that rope is going to spin around. So it forces you to be even quicker or more light on your feet. So if you go to boxing clubs or martial arts clubs like Taekwondo, Karate, you might find that some of the jump ropes there are extremely short. And it's because they're trying to encourage their athletes, their fighters, to move quickly on their feet. Let's go back into this now. Back into the 2 foot hop. And we did the rear boxer skip before, as I'm doing now. Now I'm going to go into some rear toe taps. I'll show you this from the side. So I'm just tapping my toes gently against the ground. This is a great technique for kind of relaxing your feet. I'll show you what this looks like now from the side, as I said. So I'm gently tapping my toes against the ground. This is a way to kind of massage, relax the feet while you're skipping. Sometimes the arches of our feet can maybe become a little bit tense or strained when we jump rope. Just doing some gentle toe taps like so are a great way to loosen up your feet, relax your feet. So I'm doing several toe taps on one foot before doing them on the other foot. You could also do them in an alternate fashion, like so. Tap, tap, tap. So you can play around those rear toe taps. Maybe you'll do a couple on one foot, maybe 3, and then alternate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So rear toe taps, fantastic move, as I said, for just relaxing the feet, trying to remove some of that strain while you're jumping rope. If you experience any tension or a lot of strain underneath your foot. Earlier today, this morning actually, while drinking some coffee, I was listening to a podcast, or not such a podcast, Tim Ferriss. He was addressing some viewer questions, and he mentioned in that video that he likes to jump rope in the morning, and he says for him even 2 minutes of jumping rope in the morning is enough to elevate his mood, to make himself feel better. So soon after rising in the mornings, it sounds like he likes to jump rope for 2 minutes, perhaps even more, but he said just 2 minutes is enough to make him feel better. So Fantastic. Jumping rope, great for getting the blood and oxygen flowing, for getting the lymphatic system moving. So now go back to the 2 foot hop. And now, I think what I'll do is a few side straddles. So I'm just kind of taking it easy today. Had a long flight a couple days ago. So side straddle, like so. You move your legs apart before bringing them back together. This is a fantastic beginner jump rope move. All the while trying to jump not too high off the ground. So that this is the side straddle. A great move. Notice too, my upper arm's still close to the sides of my body. And because this rope is quite short, it's rotating around quite quickly, forcing me to remain light on my feet. Notice here when I'm jumping, I'm not really smacking the ground. You're not hearing this kind of sound. Doing that can actually be good for strengthening your bones. For example, simply tapping your toes to the ground like this with a little bit of force can be really good for strengthening the lower leg muscles around the shin bone. Can help bone density, increase bone strength. But when we're jumping rope, it's not necessary to whack the ground too hard. If you do that repeatedly, it might place a little bit too much impact on your body, and it may be hard to recover from workout to workout. So notice here, I'm jumping rope here on concrete, but all the while staying light on my feet. I'm not smacking the ground hard. There's very little sound when I'm skipping rope here. I'm just doing the boxer skip here again. And just staying really light on my feet. So now, I did the side straddle a minute ago. Now, I'm going to do some heel toes. So, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. I'll show you this one side. Very common move with boxers. Speaking of boxing, some great women's boxing taking place later today. Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields is the main event. There's also some fantastic fights on the undercard. So I'll show you that move from the side. A very popular move with boxers, and I'll link down below in the description to some heel toe boxer skip variations which you could try. So it's a little bit more advanced, but with practice and patience, you'll get the hang of it. So it's called heel toe because my heel is going to touch the ground, and then the toes, like so. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And you can do it in an alternate fashion. Do heel toe with one foot, switch over to the other one. Toe. Toe, heel, toe, heel. So you're doing a toe, heel, or a heel, toe, and then switch over, toe, heel, heel. As I said, I have a tutorial video on that, or several tutorial videos for different combinations of that. So I'll link down below in the description to that. Now I'm going to go into some bell hops, jumping from side to side with my 2 feet together. Another good beginner move, but it's also really fun, even if you're a more advanced jump roper. And with all these moves, you can do them while you move forwards or backwards. So the bell hop, jumping from side to side like a bell or downhill skier. Nice jump rope move. I don't know how long I've been jumping rope here for. I never set a timer. Just wanted to come out, move my body a little bit, have a little bit of fun before showering. As I mentioned there earlier, Tim Ferriss, he mentioned there today in a video that even just 2 minutes of jumping rope for him can elevate his move. So I highly encourage people to jump rope. It's such an accessible form of exercise. This particular jump rope that I'm using here only cost, would you believe, 75 cents. I bought it in the equivalent of a dollar store in South Korea. And I talked about this in a previous video. This rope, even though I jump rope with it for quite some time now on all different surfaces, concrete, rough timber boards, even rocks along the sea, it's still holding up quite nicely. So very accessible. Jumping rope is just an awesome form of exercise. You can do some jump rope a few times a week and do some calisthenics, body weight training, or weight training. You got yourself a fantastic health promoting program. So I'm just doing the boxer skip here, staying light on my feet, all the while trying to jump low off the ground, my body relaxed, my face relaxed, trying to breathe nicely as I'm talking here. Of course, I'm using my mouth, the words are coming out of my mouth, but then I inhale with my nose. So I inhale with my nose, and then I speak, and then I inhale again. Just trying to do that gently. Okay, so nothing too intense today. Just nice to shake out my body. And again, yes, thank you for those who have picked up my book, Jump Rope Johnny and the Inspiring Mr. P. Lately, as I said, KHK360, thank you. Peter, thank you. David, thank you. And some other followers of this channel, Tina, thank you for your fantastic review. Thank you. So I may just increase the intensity a little bit now with some running crisscrosses. Nothing too intense. Notice I'm not crossing the rope fast. I'm just doing it nice and easy. Running crisscrosses. Right arm over left now. Left arm over right. Just having a little bit of fun with it. So, jumping rope. I'll check the timer after, see how long I've been going for. But I already feel fantastic. Got a little bit of a sweat going, and maybe shared something in this video which you may want to try. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching, everyone.